Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Phrasal Friday. Build up your phrases. So today I've got some expressions, phrases, and idioms you can use to talk about how often and how regularly something happens. They're basically adverb equivalents, but because they're phrases, they're very natural and are going to make you sound much more like a native speaker. So first up, I've got some expressions which are basically used as adverbs of frequency. So just look at the example sentences up here and think where they rank in how often, from always to never. And well done for the first one. If you said more often than not, I go to the gym after work, is basically usually. It's a very easy one to say, therefore people say it a lot. A really natural one to use. And then the next ones basically all mean the same thing, somewhere like occasionally. Every now and then, I go to the cinema, maybe once every 2 months. And then the next one is quite a fun idiom. If you do something once in a blue moon, means very rarely. It's quite a nice one to use though, because very rarely is somewhat negative. Whereas once in a blue moon is the same, but it's a bit more positive. Yeah, once in a blue moon I'll go to a concert, but I haven't been to one in a long time. So that's the meanings of these expressions. Just also be aware there's a difference in how you use them. Notice that in these sentences, they go at the beginning or the end of a clause, not in the middle like frequency adverbs. But this also makes them easier to use because with frequency adverbs, they go before the verb, but after verb be. For example, it occasionally gets cold in my city, or it is occasionally cold in my city. But here we don't have to worry about that. Every now and then it gets cold in my city. It is cold in my city from time to time. Just put it at the beginning or end of the clause and you're fine. So now up here, I've got some more expressions highlighted in yellow, but with some more specific meanings. So just pause the video, look at the context, and think what is the meaning of each phrase or expression. So of course, Olympic athletes train day in, day out, basically meaning continuously, without breaks. Could also use it with week in, week out, or year in, year out. The situation doesn't change year in, year out. Or when I was at university, I had to study week in, week out. And then I like to clean my flat on a regular basis. Isn't really saying how often, it's just saying regularly, maybe every weekend. And then I wake up at 7 a.m. like clockwork, basically the same thing, but very regularly, like a clock or a schedule. But we can also use this in another way when we say the event went like clockwork, means how it was supposed to, without any problems, smoothly. And then this one is fairly obvious, that if you say an opportunity like this happens once in a lifetime, is saying literally once in your life, or just something very special, a very good opportunity. More commonly, I would say you're going to use this though as an adjective phrase. For example, our holiday to Tanzania was a once in a lifetime trip. Much more common, maybe much more useful to use it like that. And just make sure when you're using these adverb expressions, they come at the end of the clause, end of the sentence. You wouldn't say, on a regular basis, I like to clean my flat. Sounds kind of strange. Anyway, explanation over. If you haven't done so already, do hit that subscribe button. I make these videos week in, week out, release them on a regular basis, and more often than not, you're going to learn something. So hit that subscribe button. Anyway, when you're ready, let's practice and improve. Just pause the video, look at the sentences up here, think of the situation and put an appropriate phrase or idiom from today's lesson into the gaps. And well done if you said they're in another country, you're going to see them rarely. I see my friend once in a blue moon. Next one, Japanese trains, very famous for running like clockwork. Next one, usually I don't, but let's say I eat desserts every now and then, from time to time, every so often, one of those phrases. And then seeing the Northern Lights is a once in a lifetime experience, very, very special. I call my parents on a regular basis, 2 or 3 times a week. And finally, more often than not, I eat healthily, but from time to time, I do eat fast food. And now just pause the video and write, say, or discuss the same sentences for you. And finally, today's question. What was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for you? Do write your answers in the comments, guys. Very interested to hear what experiences you've had. So that's basically it for today. I would say the first couple, more often than not, and these from time to time, every so often. If you can use these ones, you're going to sound really natural, really, really useful to try and work into your language. Other than that, I'll see you for another video in the next couple of days. So until then, see ya.